I am still shaking. Like, I am literally physically unwell right now.
Your Apple Watch is definitely going off.
It is. I need everyone to just pause whatever they are doing, like pull the car over and just sit with the sheer horror of this scene.
It was a sociological nightmare.
It was. You pour your heart out about a terrifying, life-threatening medical emergency. Like a literal stress-induced seizure where your body is betraying you, your feet are practically touching your head. You are fighting for your actual life.
Right.
And the friend sitting across from you, who happens to be wearing a repurposed Beyoncé rodeo outfit with aggressively loud fringe.
Which is choice.
A huge choice. She looks at you with dead eyes and essentially says, well, you're walking around now, so it's my turn to be the victim.
Over a charcuterie board, no less.
Over the cheese. The absolute disrespect to the trauma and, frankly, the disrespect to the Gouda.
Look, if we are tallying the red flags in that single hour of television, we have officially depleted the global supply of red dye. I counted, and I'm not exaggerating, no fewer than 17 distinct manipulation tactics.
Wait, 17?
17. 3 separate instances of historical revisionism and 1 chair pull that completely defied the laws of social physics.
Oh my gosh, the chair pull. We are going to get into it. But first, babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And honestly, adulthood is just having 17 goals, 20 unread emails, and convincing yourself you'll become a completely different person by next Monday.
Hopefully by 8 a.m.
Exactly. So Snark Squad, grab your drinks. The espresso martinis are poured. The ice is shaking. And tonight is all about ambition, that suffocating Houston heat, and pure, unadulterated boss babe delusion.
Cheers to surviving another week.
Cheers. And toast to the fact that our own friend group hasn't imploded on national television yet.
Keyword being yet.
Right. Oh my gosh, my heart is still pounding from that recap. But before we even get into the Houston of it all, we really have to talk about this underlying sickness that infects this entire cast.
The CEO energy.
Yes. This whole CEO energy phenomenon, it is so deeply toxic. But like, why am I so violently attracted to it?
Because you are a victim of marketing.
I am. I swear, every time I watch these women stride into a networking mixer, I completely spiral into my own business owner delusion. Like, I literally woke up at 3 a.m. on Tuesday fully convinced that I needed to start a luxury, organic, matcha-infused dog treat bakery.
Please, for the love of my sanity, tell me you did not buy a domain name.
Well, I didn't buy the domain, but I was, pricing out custom embossed tissue paper in my head. I was thinking about the unboxing experience for the Golden Retrievers. I was mapping out an influencer strategy for dogs with over 10,000 followers.
You don't even own a dog.
That is irrelevant. I was ready to quit my stable, salary job with full medical benefits to bake green biscuits. It is a sickness.
It is a sickness, and reality television is basically the primary vector for the disease. We've been conditioned by these shows to believe that CEO energy is an actual quantifiable skill set. We are sold this absolute lie that being a founder is just a personality trait.
Right, like an aesthetic.
Exactly. Rather than what it usually is on this network, which is just a decent ring light, a heavy Instagram Paris filter, and a $150 leather laptop case carrying a MacBook that just has 42 tabs of Zara and Revolve open.
You are so loud right now.
I mean, does CEO energy actually require a business plan anymore? Or just the audacity to put founder and visionary in your bio before you filed a single tax return?
I feel attacked on behalf of my future dog bakery, but yes. It's the aesthetic of grinding. It's the fantasy of, I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to set my own hours. I'm going to work from a beach in Tulum.
The Tulum beach fantasy.
I want that. I want to be typing away on a cabana while sipping out of a freshly cracked coconut. I want my biggest daily stressor to be whether the sand is ruining my French pedicure.
Well, I can shatter that beach fantasy for you right now by simply looking at the logistics.
Ruin it for me.
Gladly. The reality of working from a beach is the sun glaring so harshly off your screen that you literally can't read the spreadsheet you're supposed to be presenting.
Ugh. Sure.
It's microscopic grains of sand getting lodged under your spacebar, effectively ruining a $2,000 machine.
Wait, I hate sand on my electronics.
Right. It's aggressively weak hotel Wi-Fi that drops right in the middle of a vital client pitch. And the ultimate reality.
What?
It's answering panicked emails from your accountant at 10:47 p.m. while covered in a fine layer of sticky salt, sweat, and SPF 50.
Ew, okay, I'm cured.
The hustle culture we see on these shows completely sanitizes the actual gut-wrenching misery of keeping a small business afloat.
You are so cynical, but it hurts because you were so right. It's never just aesthetic coffee shop meetings where you casually sign $1 million deal on a cocktail napkin.
Never.
Which brings up the messiest part of this entire culture. When friendship and money collide.
The ultimate hazard.
It is the quickest, most violent way to ruin a perfectly good relationship. We see it destroying the women on this show, but we see it in real life too.
Constantly.
Tell me you haven't experienced the absolute dread of splitting a bill with that friend who has the massive CEO title, but mysteriously zero cash flow when the level checkbook drops on the table.
Ah, yes. The phantom millionaire friend.
Yes.
We all have one. They're passionately pitching you on their seven-figure mindset over a $400 sushi dinner, but the second the waiter arrives, suddenly their Apple Pay is glitching.
Or they left their wallet in their other Birkin.
Exactly. Their primary black card is being replaced because of fraud, and they hit you with the most terrifying phrase in the English language.
Say it.
Can you grab this? I'll Venmo you back tomorrow.
I'll pay you back tomorrow. It sends a literal chill down my spine. Because tomorrow turns into next week, and then you're just staring at a pending Venmo request for $185 for 3 weeks.
And then you become the bad guy for asking for your own money.
Yes. You start spiraling. You wonder, does sending a reminder text mean I'm a bad friend? Does asking for my rent money back mean I'm not supporting their entrepreneurial journey?
It creates so much psychological and financial strain.
So much. You want to blindly support your friend's startup? You want to buy the lip gloss or the overpriced consulting package just to be a girl's girl? But you are literally just trying to keep your own lights on.
It's the weaponization of friendship for profit. And it is a fascinating, terrifying power dynamic.
Totally.
The moment you mix your social circle with your revenue stream, you are no longer just a friend. You become a captive angel investor, a compulsory customer, and an unpaid marketing intern.
Wait, unpaid marketing intern is so real.
It fundamentally alters the architecture of the relationship. Every text message becomes a potential sales pitch. Every coffee date becomes a networking opportunity.
Which actually makes me wonder, and I really want you to be honest with me right now.
I'm always honest.
Could we ever do it? Could we actually co-found a business together?
Oh, this is a dangerous question.
Just hypothetically. We talk every single day. We recap this reality TV madness. We know each other's deepest, darkest secrets. But if we had to actually run a company, day in and day out, dealing with payroll and inventory without ending up starring on a reality show ourselves, tearing each other's hair out over a boardroom table, could we survive it?
Let me save us both the suspense and a tremendous amount of legal fees.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I would fire you within the first fiscal quarter.
Excuse me. You would fire me. I am the creative visionary.
And that is exactly why I would fire you.
Wow.
Our working styles are fundamentally incompatible. I believe in rigid, impenetrable boundaries. I do not answer emails on weekends. I do not look at Slack after 5 p.m. My out-of-office autoresponder is basically a threat.
It really is. It's very aggressive.
You, on the other hand, operate on pure, chaotic, emotional inspiration.
That is how art is made.
You would be sending me 3-minute voice notes at 2:14 a.m. on a Sunday about a total brand pivot because you had a dream about a new color palette.
I literally did that last week about the podcast art.
Exactly. I would block your number by month 2. We would be throwing glasses of Pinot Grigio at each other on Bravo by month 3.
You know what? Fair. I absolutely would send you a 2 a.m. voice note, and I would be deeply personally offended when you didn't reply until Monday at 9 a.m. with a bulleted, emotionless list.
I would use bold font for emphasis.
Which is hostile. We would be a complete disaster. But you know who thrives in that exact type of disaster?
You've asked of this show.
Yes. And it all comes down to that specific brand of Houston main character energy. It is a very specific flavor of delusion that I am kind of obsessed with.
Houston main character energy is a brilliant sociological phenomenon. It's this intoxicating blend of Southern grandiosity, corporate cosplay, and just sheer willpower.
Corporate cosplay is the perfect term.
What are the key indicators for you when you watch these women out on the wild?
Oh, it's instant. You can spot it from a mile away. It's walking confidently through the Galleria Mall, wildly lost, looking for a Zara, but strutting like you own the lease to the entire building.
Posture is everything.
It really is. It's taking an aggressively loud fake business call in the middle of a crowded, echoing brunch spot.
Oh, the brunch calls.
Tell the board I won't accept less than a 20% equity stake in a company car. while you're literally just waiting for your bottomless mimosa to be refilled.
It's wearing oversized, dark designer sunglasses indoors.
Yes. Unjustified confidence.
And acting like the local indie coffee shop is your personal corporate headquarters, where you are the benevolent dictator and the baristas are your executive assistants.
It's so unhinged.
It's essentially operating on the assumption that everyone around you is just a background extra in the documentary of your inevitable success.
Honestly, I kind of respect it.
It requires a level of self-delusion that is almost admirable. But babes, enough about our own CEO fantasies and our hypothetical ruined friendships.
R.I.P. to our dog bakery.
Let's head to Houston, where everyone has a business, a brand, and at least one friendship hanging by an incredibly frayed thread.
We have to get into this breakdown because the delusions of grandeur this week were completely off the charts. Like, it was a cinematic masterpiece of terrible decisions.
A case study in what not to do.
Exactly. Let's set the scene with Munira. Sweet, naive, visually driven Munira.
Bless her heart.
She attempts to organize this no-rah-rah healing girls trip to the Frenchie boutique in Round Top, Texas. She is trying so hard to create a Pinterest-perfect bonding experience.
Aesthetics over actual psychology.
Right. She wants matching silk pajamas, aesthetic cheese boards, and deep restorative conversations.
Let's examine Munira's business plan for this trip because it was fundamentally flawed from its inception.
Oh, totally flawed.
The sheer delusion of packing feuding volatile women who currently cannot exist in the same zip code without throwing verbal daggers at each other into a boutique hotel is astounding.
It's a recipe for disaster.
I don't think people realize what a boutique hotel implies.
What does it imply?
It means incredibly close quarters. It means thin, charmingly historic walls. It means shared communal amenities.
Oh, the thin walls. You can hear everything.
Exactly. You don't take a powder keg to a charming bed and breakfast. It's like trying to host a silent meditation retreat inside a Spirit Airlines terminal.
A Spirit Airlines terminal.
The environment is entirely at odds with the guest list.
But I feel for her. Like, I really do. I get so emotionally invested in her hopes for peace because I am that friend who just wants everyone to get along.
You are the peacekeeper.
I am. And Munira isn't just dealing with the typical friend group drama. She is carrying so much heavy personal baggage right now.
True, the home life is stressful.
She's navigating marital spark issues with Norm. They are entirely disconnected, which is so relatable and just stressful to watch. And on top of that, she's reopening these massive traumatic emotional wounds with her dad.
She's very vulnerable.
She just wanted a safe space. She wanted to escape her own life for 2 days. Is it a crime to want a beautiful, peaceful weekend with your girls?
It is not a crime to want peace, but it is a severe tactical error to invite Chloe, Ro, and Labrina if peace is your objective.
Yeah, that was the mistake.
It's like inviting known arsonists to a paper factory and acting completely shocked when you smell smoke.
Wait, that is such a good analogy.
Munira's desperate desire for aesthetic healing completely blinded her to the very real, very present danger of the people she CC'd on the itinerary.
And the danger was so apparent before they even packed their designer duffel bags. Like, we have to talk about this pre-trip sit-down between Latoya and Chloe.
That was hard to watch.
This scene physically broke my heart. Let's remember where Latoya is at right now. She recently suffered a severe stress-induced seizure.
A terrifying neurological event.
Terrifying. On top of that, she is actively grieving the sudden loss of her father. She is raw, she is vulnerable, she is practically an exposed nerve, and yet she still finds the strength to extend an olive branch to Chloe to mend fences before they get in a car together.
She offers grace.
So much grace. And how does Chloe, the alleged friend, the person who should be rushing to support her, respond to this display of profound grace?
With a masterclass in deflection.
With immediate toxic shade. I was yelling at the screen. Chloe immediately starts shading Munira's upcoming trip.
Of course she does.
She completely ignores Latoria's vulnerability and calls the retreat boring as hell, specifically because Munira doesn't drink.
Which is incredibly insensitive.
How can Chloe lack so much basic human empathy? Latoya is handing her a lifeline, offering her a clear path back into the friend group, and Chloe uses that lifeline to skip rope and insult the host.
Skip rope?
It made me so emotional. How do you sit across from someone who is actively grieving and recovering from a massive medical trauma and just complain that a free luxury trip might not have enough tequila?
I don't think it was just a lack of empathy. I think it was a highly calculated defense mechanism.
Really? You think it was intentional?
Absolutely. Chloe cannot handle the vulnerability of the moment. Genuine emotion requires accountability, and accountability is Chloe's kryptonite.
Wow. Okay, break that down.
So instead of accepting the olive branch and acknowledging her past bad behavior, she utilizes textbook deflection. She pivots the entire conversation to find a grievance.
And what is her grievance?
She focuses entirely on the fact that she was not included in the planning group chat.
The group chat? Are you kidding me?
She takes a moment of potential beautiful reconciliation and surgically turns it into a slight against herself to maintain her victim narrative.
That is so dark.
It's not just insensitive, it's a strategic maneuver to keep Latoya on the defensive.
It is so wildly manipulative. She turned an olive branch into a weapon. But wait, for the Snark Squad who might be slightly lost on the deep lore of why everyone is so incredibly mad at Chloe right now, we have to unpack the backstory.
Yes, the context is vital.
We cannot move forward without explaining why Chloe officially earned the title of the Bone Collector.
The lore is essential to understanding the current hostility. Let us lay out the forensic timeline of the inciting incident.
The precious rumor.
It's exactly. During a completely benign throwaway conversation, Munira simply mentioned that a woman they knew looks like an actress.
Right.
And Munira explicitly, clearly noted that this woman was very pretty. That was the entirety of the original statement. It was a compliment.
A compliment, a totally normal observation. But Chloe, operating as an absolute agent of chaos, starts throwing out names to guess who Munira meant.
The fishing expedition.
She asks, is it Gabourey Sidibe? Or the one off of Monique? Which obviously led the conversation directly to identifying the movie Precious.
Munira didn't bring up Precious.
No, Chloe did.
And this is where the manipulation occurs. This is the mechanism of the Bone Collector.
Explain it to me like I'm 5, because it makes me so mad.
Chloe takes this interaction, strips away all context of Munira's compliment, twists it entirely, and carries it back to Latoya like a prize.
Like a trophy.
She packages the story to sound as though the group was maliciously insulting Latoya's friend by comparing her to Precious in a highly derogatory, mocking way. She manufactured a cruel conflict out of thin air. Why? Because Chloe trades in secrets. She is an information broker.
An information broker.
By controlling the narrative and delivering the gossip, she makes herself invaluable to Latoya while simultaneously destroying Munira's credibility.
She collects little pieces of normal conversation, sharpens them on a grinding wheel, and stabs her friends in the back with them.
A very violent metaphor, but accurate.
And the collateral damage was massive. Because Chloe didn't just twist the words, she deliberately let the blame fall entirely on Labrina.
Ah, yes. The scapegoat.
Labrina ended up getting all the heat from the group for this rumor, which led to Labrina completely icing Chloe out of Will's retirement party.
A fatal social error.
And let me tell you, getting uninvited to a Houston retirement party with an open bar and a seafood tower is the ultimate social death sentence.
Labrina's trust in Chloe was completely and rightfully shattered.
Oh, totally shattered.
It wasn't until Labrina, Munira, and Latoya finally sat down like detectives, cross-referenced their timelines, and realized Chloe was the mule carrying the toxic waste back and forth, that the truth came out.
The gig was up.
But we also have to contextualize this with the other chaos happening in the background. The group was already deeply unstable before Chloe's rumor mill.
Exactly. The foundation was already crumbling. Like, you have Labrina out here spreading rumors that Elena's ex-husband, Josh, caught Elena cheating.
It was explosive.
And instead of Labrina just going to Elena directly woman to woman behind closed doors to ask about it, Labrina just blasts it out into the ether.
Let's examine the mechanics of that betrayal. Labrina hears a devastating rumor from the ex-husband, an inherently unreliable source with an obvious vendetta.
The most unreliable source.
Instead of protecting her friend, Labrina weaponizes the information at a social gathering. It shows that in this group, information is currency, and loyalty is entirely conditional.
Conditional loyalty is so scary. And then you have Ashley pulling that incredibly shady stunt at the pickleball court. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about the pickleball incident.
The tactical strike on the tennis courts. Explain the mechanism of Ashley's messiness for the Snark Squad who missed it.
Okay, so Ashley invites everyone to a friendly charity pickleball tournament, right?
Friendly in heavy air quotes.
Right, but she conveniently forgets to mention that she also invited mortal enemies to play on the same court.
A classic setup.
She sets up this incredibly tense dynamic, drops a shady comment about someone's backhand, and then literally just walks away to the clubhouse to sip an Aperol Spritz while everyone else is screaming at each other over the kitchen line.
She lights the fuse and retreats to safety.
She walks away. The whole group is a walking, talking powder keg. And Munira looks at this group of women who are actively trying to destroy each other's lives and decides to light a match and call it a healing retreat.
Which brings us to the arrival at Round Top, the scene of the crime. The Spirit Airlines terminal of boutique hotels.
The bar fight. Oh my gosh, my adrenaline spiked just watching them pull into the gravel driveway.
You could feel the tension through the screen.
So the women arrive. Munira, trying so desperately to be a good host and maintain the vibe, pulls Chloe aside and asks if she's okay.
No mistake.
Because Chloe has been throwing nonstop microaggressions since her tires hit the dirt. Just little slick comments about the decor, whining about the room assignments, complaining about the schedule.
Poking the bear.
And then Rose steps in, and babes, the powder keg finally explodes.
Ro decides she has reached her absolute definitive limit with the passive aggression.
She was done.
And Ro does something incredibly dangerous. She gives Chloe exactly what Chloe constantly weaponizes and demands.
Yes, Chloe always wants examples.
Chloe's favorite defense mechanism is playing dumb.
Huh.
She always says, "What did I do? I don't know what you're talking about. Give me a specific example."
It's infuriating.
So Ro gives her specific chronological examples of her bad behavior from the moment she arrived.
With receipts.
And how does Chloe react when faced with irrefutable evidence? She completely ignores the examples, deflects the conversation, and instantly plays the victim.
Which makes Ro completely snap. And when I say snap, I don't just mean she raised her voice.
No, it escalated physically.
I mean, she yelled, she got up from her seat, she walked over, and she pulled Chloe's chair right out from under the table to get right in her face.
A stunning breach of protocol.
She literally screamed, "Put your jacket on and go home."
Iconic, frankly.
And then Chloe, entirely backed into a corner, drops the bomb and calls Munira a bitch.
The absolute disrespect to the host.
I was spiraling. The chair pull. You have to understand the physical escalation of pulling someone's chair.
Oh, break down the physics for me.
You are breaking the barrier of personal space. You are removing their physical barrier of protection. That is an escalation that changes the entire dynamic of an argument from a verbal spat to a potential physical altercation.
It is an act of sheer intimidation.
I was clutching my pearls. I fully thought Tito's and sodas were going to be thrown across the room.
From a purely tactical standpoint, I have to applaud Ro for finally holding Chloe's feet to the fire.
Someone had to do it.
Someone had to break the cycle of Chloe's Darview tactics.
Wait, Darview, what is that?
Darview stands for deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. It is a classic manipulation strategy, and Chloe runs it like a Fortune 500 company.
Oh my gosh, that is exactly what she does. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. That is her whole brand.
Ro refused to let her reverse the victimhood. However, we must note that in the heat of the moment, Ro absolutely lost the moral high ground.
She really did. She went so low.
She resorted to blatant age shaming.
Yeah.
Calling Chloe 88 years old and bringing up menopause in the middle of an argument about accountability was a severe tactical error on Ro's part.
It was so unnecessary.
It allowed Chloe to eventually claim she was bullied. You cannot demand maturity while simultaneously insulting someone's reproductive aging process.
It was so below the belt. But the underlying tension, the absolute volatility of the entire fight kind of makes sense when you get to the reveal later in the evening.
Ah, yes. The medical context.
Later on, Ro pulls Munira aside and reveals the real reason behind Chloe's erratic, aggressive behavior. Chloe abruptly stopped taking her ADHD medication.
Cold turkey.
And she did it to prep her body for a healthy pregnancy.
Which is a valid medical choice.
When I heard that, I'm not gonna lie, I felt a brief pang of real sympathy. Like having a chemical imbalance, coming off heavy daily medication, your hormones, your brain chemistry, your entire nervous system is literally in flux.
This is a massive physiological shift.
It explains the volatility, the sheer inability to listen, the complete lack of a filter. It's a terrifying, overwhelming thing to put your body through, especially while trying to conceive.
I will stop you right there.
Okay, why?
Do not let the medical context excuse a lifetime of zero accountability.
Oof. Okay.
Let's look at the mechanics of behavior versus brain chemistry. Does coming off strong medication alter your impulse control?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Does it lower your tolerance for frustration? Absolutely. Does it completely rewrite your moral compass, install a superiority complex, and force you to call the host of a free luxury trip a bitch?
What?
No. The medication drop is an amplifying factor. It is a volume knob on her existing personality. It is not the root cause.
A volume knob. That's good.
It doesn't excuse the fact that she has operated as a manipulative information broker for years, long before she stopped taking her pills.
Okay, that is a really harsh truth, but you are probably right, because her behavior immediately afterward proves she has zero self-awareness, medicated or not.
The room retreat.
Yes. She retreats to her hotel room and immediately calls her partner, Jordan, for a boyfriend check.
A critical error in judgment.
She plays the absolute victim, crying real tears about how mean and aggressive everyone is being to her, and this is the most shocking part of the entire trip for me.
Jordan's response.
Jordan, her own man, listens to her cry, takes a breath, and then agrees with the women. He literally tells Chloe over the phone that she does say slick things that don't need to be said.
That was a defining moment of the night.
I was dead.
Think about the social contract of a romantic relationship. When your partner calls you crying from a girls' trip, you are contractually obligated to take their side in the immediate aftermath.
You just nod and agree.
You agree the other women are monsters, you offer to come pick her up, and you validate her feelings.
Even if she's wrong.
If you call your partner and they tell you that the mob outside with pitchforks actually has a valid point, you are the problem.
Oh, 100%.
If your own man breaks the treaty of blind loyalty to agree with your enemies, you are the common denominator of the toxicity.
I was spiraling. I was yelling at my screen, Jordan, blink twice if you need a rescue.
He is a hostage to her narrative.
He knows her better than anyone on this earth, and he knows she is the villain in this scenario. He sees the spin.
And yet,
Latoya, sweet, forgiving, endlessly patient Latoya, makes one last stand.
a foolish mission.
She goes up to Chloe's room to try and help her navigate the fallout, to bridge the gap, to explain why the women are hurt.
And how is she received?
Horribly, Chloe just talks over her. She completely cuts Latoya off, refuses to listen to a single word of reason, and centers herself entirely as the wounded party.
Classic Darby.
It is physically exhausting to watch someone refuse a life raft while they are actively drowning.
Which brings us to the pièce de résistance of the episode.
The cinematic climax.
The dinner from hell. A true masterpiece of discomfort.
I have never seen a more tense, deeply uncomfortable meal on reality television, and I have watched a lot of table flips.
A lot of flip tables.
So Chloe finally shows up late to dinner, and we have to talk about the outfit. She is wearing an outfit supposedly made for Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter era by Tina Knowles that she acquired at a charity auction.
Allegedly.
She walks into a dimly lit, solemn dining room wearing repurposed rodeo couture, covered in embellishments, expecting everyone to bow down to her fashion moment, completely oblivious to the heavy, dark energy of the room.
She misread the room completely.
And what is happening when she finally sits down? Latoya is being incredibly, heartbreakingly vulnerable.
She is sharing her trauma.
She is sharing the sheer, unadulterated terror of her seizure. She's describing the physical trauma, like her eyes rolling back, her feet contorting up by her head, the loss of bodily autonomy. She is sharing a near-death trauma with her sisters.
Let us examine Chloe's reaction to this raw display of humanity, both in the confessional interview and at the table.
It's disgusting.
In her confessional, she coldly, clinically dismisses Latoya's trauma. She looks at the camera and says, and I quote, "The seizure is over, you're up, you're walking around."
I gasped.
The absolute void of empathy is staggering. It borders on sociopathic. And then, at the actual dinner table, while Latoya is still actively processing this trauma with the group and crying, Chloe decides the spotlight has been off her for too long.
She couldn't handle it.
She completely redirects the conversation to herself. She literally interrupts a story about a seizure to say, well, now it's my turn to be attacked.
It was the final straw. I was screaming. I woke up my dog.
You cannot make someone else's severe medical emergency about your petty, self-inflicted friend group trauma.
You can't. And Latoya, bless her, finally breaks. The grace is gone. The patience has completely evaporated.
The dam broke.
She looks at Chloe, her voice drops an octave, and she tells her not to talk to her like a child.
A powerful moment.
And then she brings up the ultimate betrayal, the festering wound that has been sitting between them. She reveals to the table that when Latoya was crying over her dead father, her recently deceased father,
Unbelievable.
Chloe literally looked at her and told her to stop all that motherfucking crying.
That is the kill shot to the friendship.
The kill shot.
There is no coming back from that statement. It is a fatal blow to the foundation of trust.
Latoya leaves the table hyperventilating. She is clutching her chest, gasping for air.
A literal panic attack.
I was devastated for her. I was crying with her. That friendship is officially dead. It is buried. They poured concrete over the grave, and they built a strip mall on top of it.
A CVS pharmacy is currently standing where that friendship used to be.
Yes, I am advocating for Latoya to protect her peace at all costs. Cut the cord, block the number, restrict her on Instagram, move to a different city if you have to.
From a purely self-preservation standpoint, it is the only logical move.
The only move.
Chloe's rampant narcissism didn't just ruin a lovely catered dinner, it systematically dismantled her last remaining alliance in Houston.
She has no one left.
She alienated the one person who is still fighting for her character behind closed doors. It was a spectacular, fiery display of self-sabotage.
It was so incredibly heavy, my chest was tight watching it. But you know what? We need to lighten the mood.
We must pivot.
We need to evaluate the hustle, because despite the trauma, these women are still trying to build empires. Let's pivot to segment 1 and look at who is actually running things.
CEO of the week.
Who gave the biggest boss move of the week?
Let's break down the executive performance. I will start. The award for biggest boss move goes undeniably, without question, to Jordan.
Yes, Chloe's man, the unsung hero.
Exactly. Holding his ground on that phone call and refusing to blindly drink his partner's Kool-Aid was a masterclass in boundary setting and objective reality.
He didn't let her spin it.
He managed to validate the objective truth that his partner is mean while remaining supportive enough to offer her a ride home. He operates with extreme emotional intelligence. He is the true CEO of that relationship.
I completely agree. Give that man a corner office with a view. Okay, for smartest business decision, I am giving this to Latoya.
A solid choice.
Finally realizing that she needs to cut her losses and protect her own health and her personal brand over this toxic friendship.
Divesting from a bad asset.
Exactly. A bad friendship is a terrible investment, and it was bankrupting her emotional reserves and literally physically causing her harm. Cutting Chloe off was the best executive decision she could make for her own life and longevity. She cut the dead weight.
An excellent strategic choice. Now, for the funniest moment.
Oh, this is tough.
This is dark humor.
Yeah.
But it has to be Chloe acting like Munira's boutique trip is entirely beneath her tax bracket, only to show up late to a deeply tense, emotionally fraught dinner wearing a repurposed Cowboy Carter charity auction outfit,
I can't with the outfit.
expecting everyone to treat her like Beyoncé, arriving at the Met Gala. The sheer cognitive dissonance between her rhinestones and the tone of the room was comedic gold.
It was so absurd. She thought she was giving a fashion moment, and everyone else was just trying to survive the appetizer course.
Now, most chaotic entrepreneur.
Okay, I know we didn't talk about her much during the dinner itself, but it has to be Labrina.
Without a doubt. She is secretly, quietly thriving off the chaos. Did you see her face in the background during the bar fight between Ro and Chloe?
Yes. She was watching Ro and Chloe fight with pure, unadulterated joy in her eyes.
Like a proud parent at a recital.
She looked like she was watching her favorite movie. It was like she manufactured the drama herself on an assembly line and was watching the final product roll out perfectly.
Quality control.
She orchestrated the Elena rumors. She got blamed for the Precious rumor, but somehow came out looking like a victim. And now she just sits back with a cocktail and watches her enemies destroy each other.
It's chaotic, it's messy, but it is highly effective delegation.
She outsourced her beef.
She is the little finger of Houston. She thrives in the chaos ladder. Now, for the final category, the person you'd actually invest in.
I'm choosing Munira, and I will get emotional defending this choice.
I am ready for the defense.
She tried. She genuinely, deeply tried to create a beautiful aesthetic experience for these women. She fronted the money for the boutique hotel. She planned the content creation moments. She organized the open bar. She curated the menus.
She did the logistics.
She had a clear, marketable vision for a restorative grand retreat, despite the absolute monsters she invited. I would invest in her vision and her eye for design.
Right.
I would just completely take over her human resources department and heavily manage her guest list. She has the aesthetic down. She just needs significantly better risk assessment.
I will accept that defense, though I would argue she should have allocated a significant portion of her operating budget to armed security rather than floral arrangements.
Fair point.
Which brings us to our favorite debate segment 2, hustle or delusion.
Let's do it.
I am going to present the biggest decisions from the breakdown, and we must determine if they are genuine hustle, risky but respectable, or pure delusion with good branding.
I am ready.
First up, Chloe stopping her medication without telling a single soul in the group. but expecting endless grace and understanding for her erratic, cruel behavior.
Pure delusion.
Immediately.
Pure, unadulterated delusion with terrible branding. You cannot secretly alter your brain chemistry, act like a complete terror, hurl insults at the host who paid for your room, tell someone grieving their father to stop crying, and then expect everyone to just give you a free pass when they don't even know the medical context.
You cannot demand retroactive grace.
You cannot demand accommodations for a condition you are hiding. That is a PR nightmare.
The verdict is unanimous. Pure delusion. Next scenario. Munira, thinking a quaint boutique hotel in Round Top, could fix the deep-seated systemic psychological warfare of this friend group.
I want to say it was a beautiful thought. Like, it was optimistic, but I have to go with risky but respectable. She took a massive, expensive swing. She put her own money and effort on the line to force a healing environment. High risk, zero reward, but I respect the sheer hustle of trying to visually manage the unmanageable.
I vehemently disagree. It borders on severe delusion.
Really?
However, I will concede to risky but respectable, solely because she secured the open bar, which at least ensured the inevitable explosion would be televised clearly and with high production value.
We appreciate the production value.
Finally, Labrina playing the quiet, supportive peacemaker on the trip after literally starting half the fires this season, including the precious rumor fallout and the cheating rumors about Alina and Josh.
Oh, that is genuine hustle.
Dark-sided.
It is evil, dark-sided hustle, but it is undeniable hustle. She manipulated the entire social board to make Chloe the sole villain of the trip.
She washed her hands of it.
She sat back, sipped her drink, and let Ro and Chloe absolutely destroy each other, keeping her own hands perfectly manicured and clean. She franchised her beef out to Ro, that is CEO-level delegation. She outsourced her anger.
It is corporate espionage at its finest. Genuine hustle. Which brings us to our favorite hypothetical scenario for segment 3.
The networking event from hell.
Let us imagine this entire cast, with all their current baggage, attends the exact same Houston networking mixer. They are in a stuffy, overlit hotel ballroom, wearing power blazers, holding warm glasses of white wine.
Awful.
Who is the person who talks only about themselves?
Chloe. 100%, no hesitation.
Paint the picture.
She is standing at a high-top table by the entrance, aggressively pitching her wedding planning business to anyone who makes eye contact. But she is spending the entire pitch complaining about how sensitive and annoying her current brides are.
Exactly.
She is alienating every potential client by making herself the victim of other people's weddings.
Spot on. She would view every conversation as a monologue. Now, who leaves the mixer with 5 new, highly lucrative business opportunities?
Munira.
Explain.
She's the only one actually working the room. She stays completely sober. She completely ignores the drama happening by the coat check. She networks the perimeter of the room. She is selling top-tier, high-ticket content creation packages.
Focused on the ROI.
She's getting everyone's business cards, scanning QR codes, and following up by 8 a.m. the next day with a personalized email.
A flawless, frictionless strategy. Next, who starts drama near the charcuterie board?
Ashley.
She won't even yell.
No, she'll just walk up, inspect the spread with a look of disgust, drop a wildly shady comment about the cheese selection like, "Oh, I see the organizers went with the budget, Gouda. How brave."
How brave.
And then she will elegantly walk away while everyone else gets into a screaming match over who bought the crackers. She is the hitman of the snack table.
She strikes and vanishes. And who came solely for the free food and cocktails with zero intention of networking?
Ro, she does not care about your startup. She is here for the open bar and the carving station.
She has a plate in each hand.
She is double-fisting well drinks, loading up a tiny cocktail plate with an aggressive amount of prosciutto, and she will absolutely pull a chair out from under anyone who blocks her path to the shrimp cocktail.
Which leaves us with the unexpected question. Who becomes the unexpected social butterfly of the evening?
Wait, I know this. It's Jordan. The boyfriend.
Precisely. Jordan.
Yes.
He is the only voice of reason in this entire cinematic universe.
Yeah.
He probably networks better than half the actual cast.
He does.
He's charming. He actually listens to people without cutting them off to talk about his own trauma. He validates their business concerns. And he probably leaves the mixer with 3 new job offers and a standing tea time with a local CEO.
Jordan is out here securing the bag quietly, while Chloe is complaining about the overhead lighting. I love this for him. Okay, we have to look to the future for segment 4. We need to forecast the hustle.
Let's predict the fallout.
What is the next friendship fallout? Who is going down next?
Looking at the shifting power dynamics, the next fracture is inevitable. Ro and Labrina.
Oh, wait, tell me why.
Ro has been functioning as Labrina's attack dog all season. Ro did the dirty work of screaming at Chloe, pulling the chair, and getting her hands dirty while Labrina played the innocent bystander.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Once the adrenaline fades and they get back to Houston, Ro is going to review the tape, metaphorically speaking, and realize that Labrina used her to fight a proxy war.
Ro is gonna be so mad.
When Ro realizes she was manipulated into being the villain while Labrina played the saint, that fallout will be catastrophic.
Ooh, that is such a solid prediction. Ro is not gonna like feeling used. She is gonna turn that anger right back around onto Labrina. Okay, what is the next business launch to come out of this absolute mess?
Given the entrepreneurial delusion and opportunism of this cast, someone is going to attempt to monetize the dinner from hell.
Merch.
I foresee a hastily thrown together line of chill out or zip it merchandise, probably overpriced, low-quality embroidered hoodies, capitalizing on the exact quotes yelled over the trauma dumping.
It's so tacky.
It will be marketed as empowerment apparel, and it will sell out in minutes.
I hate myself, but I would buy a put your jacket on and go home mug. I really would. I would sip my morning coffee out of it. Okay, who is about to have a major breakthrough?
Who gets the glow-up?
I deeply, truly believe this is Latoya's moment.
I hope so.
Setting this hard, impenetrable boundary with Chloe, refusing to be talked down to, refusing to have her grief dismissed, is going to open up her blessings. She is finally protecting her peace, prioritizing her physical health, and clearing out the toxic energy that was draining her. I think we are going to see a massive glow-up for her, both personally and professionally.
A sound emotional investment. Conversely, who is one minor inconvenience away from a catastrophic public meltdown?
Chloe, she is on an island, and the tide is coming in fast.
Very fast.
Without Latoya as her final ally and buffer, she has no protection from the rest of the group. If she drops her phone, or if her Starbucks order is slightly wrong, I think the entire tough girl facade shatters right there in the drive-thru line.
She has zero emotional infrastructure left to support her ego. Now, give me one completely ridiculous prediction that somehow, in the context of this specific universe, feels entirely possible.
Okay, hear me out. Elena has been missing from the group, right? Taking her mental health break away from the cameras.
Yeah.
Chloe is now completely excommunicated from the main circle. I predict Chloe and Elena team up to form a rogue splinter friend group.
The outcasts.
They will meet exclusively in empty strip mall parking lots in the dead of night, drinking iced lattes on the hoods of their cars, meticulously plotting their revenge against Munira and Labrina like they are in a spy movie.
It is completely unhinged, logistically improbable, and therefore highly likely to occur by the season finale.
I can literally see the grainy security camera footage of them plotting now. Oh my gosh, this show gives me life and raises my blood pressure simultaneously. I need a nap.
It is a delicate, terrifying balance of premium entertainment and psychological horror.
Snark Squad, you know we cannot let you leave without answering our 3 mandatory questions. We need you in the comments, in the DMs, shouting it from the rooftops. Question number 1.
Which cast member do you think genuinely has the strongest CEO energy? Not just the aesthetics and the laptop cases, but the actual cutthroat hustle.
Question 2. We exposed our own delusions today, so now it is your turn to confess. What random 3 a.m. business idea have you convinced yourself would absolutely make millions if you just had the time to execute it?
We want to hear about your organic dog treats, your artisan ice cubes, and your revolutionary app ideas.
Don't steal my dog treat idea. And question number 3. Could you realistically work with your best friend every single day in a high-stress business environment without ending up pulling chairs out from under each other at a boutique hotel?
Be honest with yourselves.
Be so honest.
Thank you all for joining us for another intensive recap. Remember to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share this conversation with another reality TV-loving babe who understands that the real hustle is simply surviving the group chat.
But before we go, we want to leave you with one final provocative thought to ponder based on everything we witnessed at that dinner table.
If a friend reveals that they are off their medication, a medication that fundamentally alters their brain chemistry and impulse control, after they have already blown up at you, insulted you, and dismissed your deepest trauma, does that medical revelation change your obligation to forgive them?
That is so tough.
Or is the damage already done and the boundary necessary, regardless of the chemical context? It is the ultimate modern dilemma of empathy versus self-preservation.
It is such a heavy question, and I honestly don't know the answer, but I do know this. You have to protect your peace. Keep hustling, stay fabulous, and we'll see you on the snark side.